What's up, Kleschka Crew? Let's talk about some NFL free agency because there have been tons of crazy moves. Let's start by talking about Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski going to Tampa Bay. Like the rest of the world, I was absolutely shocked when Tom Brady chose Tampa Bay. I could not believe it. The legend, the dynasty he made in New England, leaving that to go to Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. And not only that, Rob Gronkowski came out of retirement. That happened today. As I'm filming this, Gronkowski announced he would want to play with Brady in Tampa, and the Patriots made a trade to get him there, and now they're back together once again. But I had no idea that Gronk was even still part of the Patriots organization. I thought he retired and they just cut ties and he could do whatever he wanted. But apparently, when he wanted to go to Tampa, the Patriots had to figure out a way to trade him. He was still a part of the team, I guess. So they made that happen, and now Gronk and Brady are together once again. With the rest of this offense, it's going to be insane. You got Mike Evans, who is an absolute stud at wide receiver. This dude can catch, he can run the routes, and you got Chris Godwin, who can go deep and get the vertical threat. And then you got O.J. Howard, who is a pretty good tight end by himself when he was the number one tight end. Now he's the number two, and Gronk's going to get all the distraction, and that'll allow O.J. Howard to shine, I assume. However, I think there might be a struggle for the Buccaneers to start the season, because Tom Brady, we all know, is getting up there in age. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they're vertical threats. They like to go deep and get those footballs. But Tom Brady, is that arm still good? Can that still throw 50 yards to those receivers? I think the Buccaneers might have to change their playbook if they want Tom Brady to succeed in this offense. Obviously, Gronk is going to be getting all those short routes, and he's just going to use his body to just tackle everybody and get down the field. But Mike Evans and Chris Godwin may have to adjust. That's my opinion, because I know them as deep threats, and I don't know if Tom Brady can throw the deep ball. So they're going to have to think about that, and I think the Buccaneers obviously got an upgrade with Gronk and Brady, and I think they will be a team to look out for this season, but they may have a rocky start. One of the more shocking moves at running back this year was the Rams letting go of Todd Gurley, and then he signed with Atlanta. I wasn't really shocked that he chose the Falcons because he went to college in Georgia, so that makes sense. Atlanta, he played college in Georgia, that totally makes sense. What I found funny is when he picked his number. He's not wearing 30 anymore. He switched to 21, which, if you think of Atlanta and 21, Deion Sanders. He's legendary in that town, in that city, and that number, it means a lot to those fans. So I remember Deion saying something like, don't do it. Do not do it. And what did Todd Gurley do? He did it. The dude's a savage. He did it. He just took his number, 21. Dude, you gotta have a lot of courage to be able to do that when there's a guy like Deion Sanders who made that number famous in that city. This one I'm like 50-50 on, because Todd Gurley, after he hurt his knee, has not been the same. I do think it is an upgrade from Devonta Freeman, and they go from one dreadlock running back to another dreadlock running back. Definitely think Todd Gurley is an improvement. I still think he's got a little bit of gas left in the tank, and I think this is going to help their offense. Julio Jones will be able to shine more. Matt Ryan is getting older, and I think his talent is going lower as he's getting older. Kind of the opposite of Tom Brady, who we just talked about. But overall, I think this is a good move for Atlanta, even though he's off to a rocky start by picking one of the best players in their franchise's number. I don't know why you did that, man. You literally could have stuck with 30, I assume, but you just went straight for that 21. You just wanted to be like, hey, Deion, it's mine now. It's time for a new chapter for the number 21. If Todd Gurley can perform like he did 3 seasons ago, then they are going to get an absolute star at running back. And I'm sure he is motivated to be in Atlanta, the place where he went to college. If they take away baseball, basketball, and football, and there's no sports the rest of this year, I'm going to be one angry fan. I'm not mad at the sports, not mad at the league. Corona, I'm mad at you. Next, we'll talk about Melvin Gordon. He signed with Denver, a division rival. I think that is definitely an upgrade for the Broncos. That gives them a good running back, and that allows them to take a little bit of the pressure off their quarterback, Drew Lock. So less pressure for him. Give Melvin Gordon the ball. He has been able to shine in past seasons. Let him do his thing, and your quarterback will develop. Let him get used to the league even more, and let the running back kind of guide him, make it a run-heavy offense, and let him, just figure it out along the way, and he will find his own path. So I think it's a good move for the Broncos. We'll just run through some re-signs and franchise tags right now. Dak Prescott got franchise tagged by the Cowboys. You guys got to pay him. You were literally paying everybody on that team except for him. You paid Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, the offensive line, some defensive players. Pay your quarterback, man. Give him the money that he deserves. He deserves more money than Jared Goff, in my opinion. And Jared Goff got paid over $100 million. So give Dak the money or he's going to leave, man. I would not be shocked. Drew Brees re-signed with the Saints for a 2-year deal. Makes sense. He has meant everything to that team and that city. He basically will be known as the Saints quarterback for years to come, even when he's gone. Ryan Tannehill is staying in Tennessee. Good for him. I feel like he found a really, really good home there in Tennessee. It allowed him to shine, especially when you have a running back who was franchise tagged, I believe, Derrick Henry. He resigned a 1-year deal. Derrick Henry is also staying in Tennessee, and we saw what he did last year. The dude is an absolute monster. He's huge. He's got the muscle to run over people, and he's quick. So Derrick Henry is like a Swiss Army knife, dude. He can do everything, and with the quarterback set, the running back set, Tennessee, you're looking good for next year. AJ Green was also franchise tagged by the Bengals. If they get Joe Burrow, that's obviously going to be a huge upgrade for them. They're most likely going to get him. That draft will pass by the time I upload this video. But if you give AJ Green Joe Burrow, I'm definitely expecting him to have a rebound season. Andy Dalton, just not the answer for the Bengals. Now let's talk about a few wide receiver trades. DeAndre Hopkins was shipped out of Houston, and now he's playing in Arizona with Kyler Murray, a young, quick quarterback. Dude, you give him that and DeAndre Hopkins is gonna shine. Look what he did with Deshaun Watson. Let Kyler Murray develop a little more. We already know what DeAndre can do, and he's got, dude, Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins. You know Larry, he catches almost everything that is thrown to him. And imagine what he can teach DeAndre Hopkins, who basically does the same thing and does not drop the ball. Kyler Murray, you are looking good, my guy. If you cannot succeed with these two receivers and Kenyon Drake, who did very well for you when he arrived in Arizona, then this team was not meant to be. But everything's in place for you guys. You just got to make it work. Now the other big wide receiver trade, Stefon Diggs, the hero of the Minneapolis Miracle, is no longer in Minneapolis. He's in Buffalo, New York, with another young quarterback, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I'm kind of iffy on, man, because I haven't really seen anything spectacular that makes me go like, whoa, this guy's insane, like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I would rather see Stefon Diggs on one of those teams. That would be awesome. And then I'd be losing my mind. But Josh Allen, I've seen moments where he struggles and he's not the best. And then I see moments where he comes out of nowhere and surprises everybody. But with a receiver like Stefon Diggs, that'll help him. That'll allow him to be better. He'll have a receiver he can put more trust into. And I think this is an overall good move for Buffalo. Minnesota, I don't know what you were thinking. You've been getting rid of a lot of players this season, so I don't know what the plan is for your future, but you guys look like you had it with Diggs and Thielen and Cousins, but what's going on now? I don't know. We'll talk about Phillip Rivers really quick. He left Los Angeles. I almost said San Diego because I'm just so used to saying that. But he is no longer the quarterback of the Chargers. That is going to be weird to see, especially with him going to the Colts. That team is known for legendary quarterbacks like Peyton Manning. And now they got Phillip Rivers, who's at the end of his career, I would say. He's pretty much past his prime. And I think they were just looking for somebody better than, what's his name? I can't think of his name, Jacoby Brissett. They were looking for somebody better than that. And they found that in Phillip Rivers, but we're going to have to wait and see if that was actually the smart move. The Browns made a good move by signing Austin Hooper, tight end from Atlanta, now in Cleveland. And dude, the Browns, I cannot wrap my head around them. They've got everything they need offensively to shine, but they don't. They got Baker Mayfield. If he can just put a good season together, he's got the weapons, bro. You've got now Austin Hooper and David Njoku. That is a great tight end duo. They're both going to get distractions, so when one's getting the distraction, you throw it to the other one, okay? And then you got the same thing at wide receiver. You got Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. You got to succeed, man. These are weapons that any team would love to have. And then the running back is also a check because you got Nick Chubb, and he had a great season last year. So it's all built around you, Baker. You just gotta do it. You got to make use of that talent. It's gotta be done, dude. And if you blow another season, I don't know. you're not the quarterback for the job, obviously. Talk about a couple more tight ends really quick. Eric Ebron signed with the Steelers. That's a great move for them because they needed a tight end, and Eric Ebron has been solid over the past couple of years. Greg Olsen signed with my Seahawks. We just love to sign veterans. I don't know what it is. Hopefully Greg Olsen still has a little bit left in the tank. I don't know if it was just Carolina that he couldn't really show off because Carolina was kind of on the downhill and they were struggling with the quarterback position, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the move. I like Greg Olsen. I've loved what he's done over the past couple years. He's an exciting player. I just hope that continues in Seattle. I forgot how many tight end deals there were. Jimmy Graham, former Seahawk, went to the Packers, and now he's with the Packers' biggest rival, the Bears. The Bears, dude, you got to get Mitch Trubisky out of there, or else none of these people you sign are going to shine. Unless Mitch Trubisky has a surprising out of nowhere season, then I don't see the Bears offense really having a great year, and a lot of sad Bears fans. So yeah, I guess a good move for Jimmy Graham because he didn't really have a better tight end in the first place, but you got to fix the quarterback situation. We're still waiting on one of the best edge rushers to sign, and that is Jadeveon Clowney. He was a part of my Seahawks, and I hope he returns. I would gladly welcome him back to Seattle. We just gotta hope that we can figure that out. I know he wants a certain amount of money, but he has yet to sign. I hope he comes back, please. Moving over to the secondary, Byron Jones, probably the best cornerback on the free agency market, leaves Dallas and goes to Miami. Here's what I think was going through his head, because everyone's like, Miami? Why Miami? And he signed for 5 years. That's not a short amount of time. I think he's thinking of the future, okay? Miami has a top draft pick this year. They're most likely going to draft Tua, is my guess. I mean, we'll all know by the time this video comes out who they picked. But I think he's definitely thinking of the future. He knows his talent and he wants to bring it to a team that is going to have talent building in the future years. So I think that's what he was thinking, and that's a smart move by him if this all works out. If it doesn't, then you're trapped in Miami for 5 years. But I think it's a smart move by him. Definitely an upgrade for the Dolphins. Well, everybody, that is all we're going to talk about today for NFL free agency. It has absolutely been insane. I hope football starts on time. It's the only sport that still has a chance. So if you made it to the end of this video, let me know which free agency move you think is the craziest down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa, your pets, your friends, everybody you know. I got this, and I will see you next time. Wash your hands, stay home.